Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Okay, so we are doing the vibration for the energy of October 15th, 2019, and that is vibrating on the number one, guys. I pre-recorded the video earlier today, and then after I pre-recorded the video and then uploaded it, and then just decided to sit, just felt led to sit and rewatch the video, which I do sometimes. So tonight I was prompt to watch the video before I released it, and I found that I was a little in my ego in the video. The knowledge and the information was on point and it was there. However, I found like I'm probably still in my feelings about some things, and I really feel like you can't just be about this. You can't just talk about this walk. You have to be about this walk, guys. And there were definitely energy in the atmosphere yesterday of universal law. And the goal is always for me to operate with integrity, and even if others don't, right? So I have to hold myself accountable for the video and re-record the video, okay, guys? Because the goal is all about information and being able to help and walk in my soul's purpose, okay? So with that being said, my loves, today we are vibrating on the number one, lovelies, okay? And I just have to call myself out for that. That's what I'm saying. I'll be calling everybody else out, so I just have to call myself out for that. Okay. So today we are vibrated on number one. Today is October 15th, 2019. We're literally like, I want to say at the half point, right, of the month. Okay. So the number one vibration. Now, before I reduced the daily vibrations down to the number one, it was actually the number 10. And I just want to stop at zero for a second. What you need to understand about the number zero is raw power. Okay, that is the 0 point of entry. That's you. That is that life force. That's you. That's that power that resides in you. Okay, some people may call it heaven, nirvana, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Ghost. Some people may call it higher self. Divine masculine, divine feminine energy, so whatever you refer to that life force power, okay, that's that 0 point energy that dwells within you, okay. So when you add 10 together, you get the number one. So today we are vibrating on the number one. And the number one is all about raw power. It's all about instincts. It's all about intuition. It's also about being self-reliant. And why is that important? Why is self-reliance important? Self-reliance is important because sometimes you're going to need to check yourself. Sometimes you are going to need to check others. And sometime in checking others, that may cause a season of what you may think is disconnection, but is really standing in your ground. Or as they may consider you not being supportive, but you see it as not being an enabler, so you will have to be self-reliant, right, on your own intuition, your own energy, your own God consciousness, your own Christ consciousness, right, your own state of nirvana, right. You will have to get to a place within self where you're able to rely on that. Okay, when you can't trust anybody else's feelings, or you can't trust anybody else's words about how you feel, right? You will have to rely on that. Okay, so that energy is also in the atmosphere today. Love is also in the atmosphere today. Creating your own reality, that energy is also in the atmosphere today. On the lower vibrational end of things, you have lack of emotions, arrogance, aggression, being weak-willed, where somebody come along, they tell you this, and you're quick to change your mind after you agreed over here that you was going to do this. So, you can't stand in your own power, your own truth. You can't rely on yourself internally, okay? There's also domineering energy in the atmosphere today, as well as passive energy in the atmosphere today, right? Now, you need to know yourself to know when you are operating in maybe one of those frequencies or those energies that you can then switch states. But you also need to know, maybe I do need to operate with a little passivity today. Maybe I don't need to be so vocal today, right? Or maybe I do need to stand firm today and not be so passive. So this is where it gets with you being able to learn and figure out and trust self. Okay? So with that being said, we're going to get some messages today and see exactly what's coming through today. All right. So we're thanking our angels, we're thanking our guides, we're thanking our ancestors, we're thanking our higher selves, we're thanking the divine masculine and feminine energy. We are thanking all the energy in the atmosphere that is here to help guide, protect, encourage, motivate, and support us to take action when it's time. Okay. Now you have to remember that you are connected to all energy. You are energy. You are connected to the source of all things. There is no lack or any disconnection between you and source. And the more that you start to understand that you start to believe that you start to breathe that you start to speak that, then you become that. Okay. Now, what Buddha was trying to teach you and get you to know and to understanding that you are one with everything. So you can't be changed by the tides of the times. You can't be changed by what your eyes see, because you can create change. Okay. What Jesus was trying to tell you when he said, many works I do, but greater you will do, is because he understood with the time and the shift of energy, okay, that things were going to change, where you were going to awaken to the truth of who you really are, right? Understand that there is astrology, there is numerology, okay? There is all types of mystical things that is translated in the Book of the Dead, in in the Bible, in the Quran. You know, if you can tap in the Kabbalah, let's not even get into the Kabbalah, okay? Let's not even get into the Kabbalah. There's so many mysteries, okay? And a lot of you may not even know. Even Buddha and Jesus and all of these great teachers would have had to study all forms of religion. They would have had to dig, okay? There would have had to be, and just so you know, Jesus was a Gnostic. Why do you think that he didn't spend a lot of time in church? Why do you think he spent a lot of time in the whorehouses or in, you know, in what we would consider to be the strip clubs today, or the bars, right? You know, he studied, yes, but where did he choose to hang out and spend his time, right? So I want you guys to understand, my loves, right, that you are in a position right now with all of this energy where you can awaken to your true self, and you can awaken to the information that all of these great teachers that came here to teach you, from Buddha to Allah to Krishna, you know, to Christ. You know, you can get yourself to a place where you're starting to awaken all these truth that lies within you. Okay. Now, all of these great books, they're coded. Okay. From the Bible to the Kabbalah to the Quran, they're all codes. Okay. Now, some of you today are going to have to operate with the traveler energy. Okay, and with this traveler energy, it's all about you moving in a new direction, right? It's you moving in a new direction. Some of you are having, I like to call it sci-fi shit happening. Okay, so your mind is going to have to go in a new direction. Okay, you're not going to be able to, move the way that you've been moving. Glitch. I don't know. Glitch. Okay. All right. And so if you've been moving where you've been operating either in the lower vibrational part of your sexuality, or you have been over exercising the higher part of your sexuality, you're self-sabotaging yourself. If you're not bringing any balance into this part of your life, you're self-sabotaging yourself. Okay, now let me get into what sexual energy can mean metaphysically also. Okay, because we're not always going to be this message doesn't always come from a physical place. Okay, they're saying here to move in a new direction, But the energies coming out here is the number 4 card is sexuality. Now, what you need to know about sex is, right, everything stems from sex. Sex and creative energy, that life force energy that I talked about, that raw energy, right, that is sexual energy. Sexual energy is all about creation, right? So we're talking metaphysically here now, okay? For some of you, this is metaphysical, right? Where it's saying, what are you creating with your thoughts? What are you creating with your thoughts? Right? Because you're joining your thoughts with something. You're joining your thoughts with your feeling, either feeling of lack or feeling that you are going to be able to manifest that in which you desire. Right? They talk about you need to be able to trust your heart, right? Or watch your heart, because out of the heart, the issues of life flow. Right? Some of you are self-sabotaging yourself, even on the physical realm. Some of you are self-sabotaging yourself, right? Some of you are in this fuck fight energy, right? Instead of really talking about things so you can get to the energy where you're making love. Let me tell y'all something. There's a difference between making love, right, and fucking. Now, I'm not saying that sometimes you don't need to do that in your relationship, just depending on what roles you're playing or what wigs you're wearing. I'm not saying that, right? I'm just saying there is a difference between fucking and fighting and still not getting any type of communication. Y'all still not solving anything, right? And then making love and communicating. There's a difference. Okay? For some of you, you just need to close that door where you're not exchanging that sexual energy physically with this person, because you know you're sabotaging yourself. You come on now. Okay, for some of you, mentally, you know that you're creating thoughts, right, and joining thoughts. Okay, now sex just means the joining of things. I don't even have my phone next to me. You're combining. You still need to combine something. That's energy. Anytime you combine two things, that's a transfer of energy. You really could consider that to be sex, an exchange of energy, an exchange of fluid, an exchange of thought, right? Some of you are exchanging thoughts where you're self-sabotaging yourself. Some of you are not embracing your sexuality, and that's energy. You're not embracing who you are sexually. You're not embracing who you are physically, right? You're not even embracing who you are mentally. Some of you need to embrace yourself. I'm hearing that Beyonce song again. I'm feeling myself. Some of you need to start feeling yourself, because your self-esteem needs to come in, because you're self-sabotaging yourself. So it said, time for a new direction. And this is going to start with your appearance and how you feel about yourself, because stop wearing such big clothes. You're self-sabotaging yourself. Okay. And for some of you, this really has to do with temptation. We're back to the number 10 again. Okay. For some of you, sex don't fix things. Okay? It don't fix things. It does not fix things. And I'm talking especially in a physical level. Sex create things, but it don't fix things. Think about that. Don't fix things. Okay? Making love can fix some things, right? But even to making love, you're communicating on a whole nother level. You're just not having sex. Think about that. Think about that, my loves. Okay? You don't have to think about some stuff like that. Okay? And for some of you, start using protection. And start protecting your energy. Okay? Start protecting your energy, because when you are joining with someone, right, that is not equally yoked, and equally yoked can stem from if you are a healthy-minded individual and you are full of light and you are full of determination and you are full of all of this positive stuff, and you start having sex and sleeping with someone that's negative, that's a pessimist, that always got negative shit to say, that's just like a Hazel or a Gargamel. Do you know they start to drain your energy? Look at this. Look at this card. This is self-sabotaging energy. Get up out of that. It's saying, if you sitting in that, it's time for a new direction. You got to be the traveler. Get up out of that. Get up out of that. Okay? You're going to have to start protecting your energy. Stop giving your energy to things and situation and people, right? And trading your creative energy, where you're creating thought forms, where you're creating human beings, right? You need to hold on to your will. Your ego is not going to help you in these situations. Your ego is always going to tell you your limitations or how good you are, you know. Your will is going to tell you, yeah, you're the bomb, but you need to fall back right now. Like, this is not even your fight right here. I'm just saying. Your spirit and your spirit, and let me tell you something, and your inner spirit, your being, your core, right? The Holy Ghost, whatever you want to call it, right? Even that part of you will shut your mouth up. You will have, let me tell you, you will have so much shit that you want to say, honey. Ooh, you done got all of that shit planned out in your head, how you gonna say it, what you gonna say. You really don't even care how they respond. You just got, and then they get right up in front of you and you don't got nothing to say. Because this right here, when you working with your inner being, your higher self, the God in you, when you working with that life force energy, whatever you want to call it, right? There's protection and assistance there. Okay? All right? So that's message number 1. Right? Okay, so we're going to jump into message number 2. Let's see where you're falling with these messages today. You got the great teacher also. This is the second message. Don't this kind of look like Jesus? But I'm going to tell y'all something. Let's look at symbology here. Yeah, I don't see this. Sacred geometry up in this card. See past illusions. Look at the symbols. What does a dove represent? Look at that sacred geometry. What does the sacred geometry represent? Great teacher. What does that represent? Right? This card says learn from your spiritual experiences. Learn from your spiritual experiences. My spiritual walk and your spiritual walk is going to be different. My experiences might be different from your experiences, but truth is going to recognize truth. And something I say here may resonate within you. Not to confirm my truth, but to confirm your truth. Learn from your spiritual experiences is what they asking you to do today. What you got for us today? Self-love is what's up on the board today. Right? Self-love is what's on the board today. They ask you to love yourself. Right? So, you know how it says, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and I am made in his image. Okay, what image is that? Have you thought about that? If you are fearfully and wonderfully made and you are made in an image, where's that image coming from? Right? Where's that image coming from? Is that image coming from outside of yourself? Or is that image coming from internally where you're full of self-love? There's a difference between arrogance and self-love. Or being a narcissist and self-love. Okay? There's a difference. But self-love is going to be required because you are the only person that can teach people and show people how to love and treat you. Okay? And that's going to be important because some of you may be dealing with some sadness. Some of you may be dealing with some sadness. Okay. But you also have entrapment here. And when entrapment shows up, this is also saying that you also know you can find a way out of this. You don't have to sit there. Okay? You can find a way out of that. Okay? You don't have to sit there. What it said, learn from your spiritual experiences today. Self-love is going to be key. All right? Remember, love and self-reliance. We talked about that being in the atmosphere today. We also talked about, even for Message number 1, creating your own reality. What are you marrying or joining or bonding or creating or trading your creative energy with sexually? May it be by thoughts on a metaphysical level, or may it be with someone on a physical level, that you're just giving away your energy, dealing with the incubus and the succubus, right? You just dealing with someone that's literally like draining the energy or the life force out of you sexually. In example number 1. And maybe these 2 messages are for you, where we're saying, okay, come up out of that and step over into this. Learn from your experiences, right? It's saying, okay, number 8, the path. What path are you creating? What path are you choosing? Okay, number 8 is all about new beginnings. But for you to get to number 8, you're going to have to walk through number 7. Right? Wrong book. The wrong book. Sorry, y'all. Okay, the path is saying that I am open and I am responsive to the opening of every way. Like, don't limit yourself to one way things can work out. Just be open to how things can work out. If it didn't work the first time that way, be open to try it a different way. I can't say no more about self-love because you have it here popping out twice. Self-reliance is in the energy today. Love is in the energy today. For some of you, self-love is just going to be key. It's just going to be key. Okay? All right, my loves. I kind of feel like we're moving in energy right now where we have to stand up for ourselves, where we are awakening to new things. Some of us are also on a path where new information is coming in, and they may be uncomfortable at first, right? Because when you've been taught things for a certain length of time, or you've been programmed to think a certain way for a certain length of time, it takes time for you to start to love yourself and deprogram yourself and fill yourself with knowledge and information, and the hunger just to really get to know yourself, and the hunger to get to know God within you, and the hunger just to get to understand who the fuck you are and why you're here. Like, there's a lot that goes through your mind when you're a seeker. A lot. Right? And I want y'all to take these 2 messages today. Right? Move in a new direction, especially when it comes to your sexual energy, aka your creative energy. What are you creating in your inner being, in your mind? What are you creating in this physical world? Or are you just having sex just to have sex so you can release and still not deal with the issues? Right? And I'm talking about mentally and physically. Mentally, or you're just marrying and bonding, right, and using that energy to create, aka have sex with ideas that's not producing what you want in your life. Or you with someone that's an incubus or succubus that's literally sucking your life force every time you have sex with them. Like, they're sucking out your light, draining you physically. There's a difference between fuck fight energy and making love and resolving things energy. Okay? For those of you, you need to learn from your spiritual experiences, right? Know that although you may feel sad, it really means that you need to love on yourself. Okay? You need to love on yourself. You open to all the paths now. So however the information that you prayed for come in, do not just think that information is going to come in one way. Be open. And self-love is going to be key. And people may not always agree with how you love it on you. It may not make sense to other people. It may be uncomfortable for some people. Right? Okay, y'all. That's the message for today. We vibrating in the number 1. That's raw energy. That's your instincts. That's your intuition. Self-reliance, love, creating your own reality. You can also get stuck in your emotions here. Or because you get stuck in your emotions and become too aggressive, arrogant, domineering. Or you could have lack of emotions, period. Right? Be mindful how you're moving today. All right, my loves? All right, I hope this message resonates with you guys. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's daily. Yeah. I've been tapping in. And I do want to say this. I've been hearing something about Spain. And I'm going to go in a little bit more. I've been hearing Spain is something, I don't know, something with the airlines or aircraft. Right? So let me know. Drop y'all comments and let me know if anybody's been picking up anything about Spain. I would love to know. I can't be the only one feeling stuff, right? And I will see you guys in your next daily. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Honor yourself. Okay, my loves? That's the only way you can truly give to another without feeling like you're being robbed or misused. Bye, guys. Take care of yourself. Drink plenty of water also. Bye, my loves.